Hey, what's going on, guys? So we're going to be casting this game between Shohei Abe, I think that's how you pronounce it, here in the blue at 1075 versus Yugo here in the red at 1177. So my guess is our player is playing a Hearld Perfection, and this is a deck I really dislike playing against, but I don't think I've ever casted a game of Hearld of Perfection. I remember there was one game, though, where I played against him, and I got out like some strong beater, and his entire deck had no answers to it, so he lost just because he couldn't get over like I think it was a Malefic Cyber End, and their entire deck can't get over it. So yeah. So Herald Perfection, if you guys are unfamiliar with what the deck does, basically it just gets out Herald Perfection, and it sits there and it can negate anything. Well, it can't negate Solemn Warning or any spell speed 3, but it can negate a spell, trap, or a monster's effect by sending one fairy type monster from your hand to the graveyard. So basically they just keep on negating up until the point where they can establish like a good field, and yeah. So it's not a very fun deck to play against, but I just want to see how it ends up playing out, because I mean, if you get a big monster out, they have no answers to it because it can't stop a summon. And I think our player in the blue is playing Piper Chaos, which is a pretty popular deck now that it did top. And so player in the blue is going to summon Piper, and he's going to activate effect, and he's going to stop that. And I'm not quite sure if that's worth it, because Piper would have just drawn one, so it's not really like hurting. And now our player in the blue could perhaps go for a Chaos monster. Ooh, nope. Because obviously anyone playing Chaos Piper would definitely run Blackluster Soldier. So if they just summon Blackluster Soldier and attack into this, our player in the blue would be good. Unless we see a Monster Reborn come out. My guess is he's going to get back that Hyperion. So he's probably going to get Hyperion, and he's going to blow up the back row. And ooh, a DD Crow is chained. However, Herald Perfection once again can just say no, which is it's just a very not fun deck to play against. It's like playing in Stardust Assault mode, where if they get their stuff out, except for Stardust Assault mode is a little bit more aggressive, I would say. But he did +1 off of that play. He's going to keep Herald and Perfection in defense mode, though. Herald and Perfection always stays in defense mode unless they have an Honest in their hand. And a Battle Fader is dropped. I think that would be okay, yeah. I would let the Battle Fader go through as well, because it's not going to really do anything. Let's see what our player in the blue does. Because as long as he can get out... Ooh, a creature swap. I'm sure Perfection will negate that. Because he can't give him Perfection. And once again, Herald negates that. And he's going to tribute, and he's going to tribute for Caius, and hopefully this will go through. Let's see what it actually targets. Because he's used quite a bit of cards, all those fairies, and I'm sure if he had an answer, he would negate that. Ooh, and a Blackluster Soldier finally comes out. I personally would have just went Blackluster Soldier attack into the Perfection. Once Perfection is dead, then you can attack Hyperion. Because if he had any fairies, which would be Honest, he would have activated it to negate Caius' effect. And basically, at this point, Herald pretty much, I would say, loses here. I felt like our player in the blue did... I don't know if he prematurely used Caius, like he used Caius too early, but I feel like a Dark Hole could possibly put the Herald player maybe back into the game, just because he can get a Master Hyperion and just remove. But let's see if that makes a difference. But pretty much once you break their setup, they are in kind of a disadvantage. And once there's a bigger monster on the field that can attack over Herald, yeah. So he's going to add Perfection to his hand, and he can add one ritual from his graveyard. Oh, and it looks like he's not going to do that. Perhaps maybe he's out of targets. Oh, okay, no. Okay. And I'm like, why wouldn't you add that? So my guess is he will activate another one of those. Okay. So he's going to activate another Advanced Ritual Art. And so he sent one. What is this one called? The Dark Witch. I mean, it has 1800 attack. There's another one that I think it was Jeff Jones was playing this deck a while ago. He was the one that kind of started this deck. But at this point, yeah, he can just attack over it. I would not remove, just an off chance that this would be a fairy. but I really doubt it's another fairy. He would have used it last turn. So yeah, he's just going to attack, and there's no response for that. I mean, unless he drops like Battle Fader, and that's going to be G. So basically, it's kind of like playing against maybe like Rabbit or Six Hand. If you break their initial setup, they basically lose. However, I feel like Six Hands, they can still top deck like double edge sword technique, so maybe they can semi come back. Rabbits can come back too by just getting out Rabbit again and making another Lagia. But if you get that establishment of field control early on, you can just see how to play against that Hearld deck, and you see a Real Decree come out, which would stop like a Solemn Warning or something like that. But yeah, I think that was pretty interesting. I mean, you could definitely see Piper Chaos just has so many powerful monsters that they can just keep on summoning, and that's basically what won our player in the blue, just because he had Blockbuster Soldier. That really did help. Although Caius did get rid of the problem card, which was Perfection. But our player in the red did have an awesome hand. He had so many fairies. But thanks for watching, guys. Asian Eyes White Dragon, signing out.